In the early 1930s, several towns across New England and the Midwest in the United States experienced an unusual and unexpected event. During a strong storm, parts of several turkey farm fences were damaged, allowing dozens of birds to escape. Under normal circumstances, this would have been nothing more than a minor farm incident. However, this particular escape triggered one of the strangest documented encounters between humans and wildlife in American history. Instead of dispersing into the forests, the escaped turkeys began forming large, organized groups. Agricultural records note that wild turkeys naturally establish dominance hierarchies, with several leading males coordinating the rest of the flock. This behavior quickly emerged in the escaped birds, and the groups grew into highly territorial, aggressive units. Within days, local authorities received numerous reports of incidents. Flocks trampled crop fields, destroyed garden plots, chased dogs, blocked narrow rural roads, and gathered near barns. School administrators filed official statements saying children could not use schoolyards during breaks because flocks were standing at the entrances, reacting to any movement. In some cases, farmers were physically prevented from reaching their livestock because turkeys crowded around barn doors. Wild turkeys are far larger and stronger than many people assume. A mature male can weigh up to 14 kilograms, run at high speed, and defend territory with notable aggression. Wildlife experts note that when such birds form large flocks, especially male-dominated ones, their behavior can become coordinated and persistent. This pattern was clearly visible throughout the incident. Local governments attempted to handle the situation independently. They used noise cannons, flashing lights, whistles, and temporary traps. However, these methods produced only short-term effects. The birds would scatter briefly and then reappear in new locations. At times, multiple flocks returned at once, forming groups of up to 50 individuals. As the situation escalated, several towns requested assistance from the National Guard. It was an unusual request. Military support was being asked not for a natural disaster or civil disturbance, but to manage wild bird flocks disrupting daily life and agricultural operations. National Guard reports provide some of the clearest insight into how serious the situation had become. Documented statements include flock blocking access to barn, coordinated movement observed, attempted dispersal unsuccessful, and entry to structure not possible due to bird concentration. Several guardsmen sustained minor injuries from claws and beaks. One of the most significant incidents occurred when a large flock completely surrounded a barn and prevented farmers from reaching their animals. In this case, the guard used non-lethal riot gas grenades to create a barrier between the birds and the structure. The objective was not to harm the turkeys, but to open a safe path for farmers to enter. The method worked. The birds retreated into the woods, and the building was secured. Over the following weeks, the situation gradually improved. Some turkeys were captured and returned to farms, while others naturally moved deeper into forested areas once fences were reinforced and food sources became less accessible. Agricultural committees later submitted formal reports detailing the damage, destroyed crops, broken fences, and disruptions to dairy farm operations. Today, this event is remembered as one of the most unusual episodes in American rural history. Although it was never officially designated as a war, local residents began referring to it as the Great Turkey War, and the name endured. It stands as an example of how quickly wildlife behavior can destabilize small communities, and how unexpectedly a coordinated response may become necessary. This story remains a reminder that nature often operates on its own terms, and that even familiar everyday animals can become a significant force when circumstances align in just the right way.